just because of the circumstances, was it?
Yeah, I think back-to-back is part of the circumstances most difficult. I expected us to play better today. It was obviously a football game for the vast majority of the day out here. But I told the team at the end of the day here in the locker room that, you know, when you give up a 99-yard run to start the game, and when you finish the game with a strip sack for basically a touchdown and a muff punt, you're not a very good football team. So that's the bottom line right now. We're not a very good football team. If we were, we'd be playing better than this. So there's a lot going on. You know, we've got a lot of guys kind of in and out and on and off in the lineup, and that factors in. But, you know, we had a shot. You know, we certainly had opportunities. The defense rose up pretty well there, I thought, in the second half. Got the ball back for our offense, but we were just way too inconsistent offensively. It was either put a drive together and take a shot, or just go 3 and out. And you can't win games on the road like that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Any thoughts on the 99-yard run? I mean, was it just miscommunication or just somebody in the wrong position?
Well, I think that, you know, hindsight's a beautiful thing, but we didn't need to be as aggressive with our front right there. And if the ball would have come down on the 4 instead of the 1, we would have been in a totally different defense, and that play would have died at about a 5-yard gain. You know, and we got a little bit greedy in wanting to maybe get them in the end zone, maybe try to get a safety to start the game, and I don't know who misfit. Someone misfit, but when you are in that style of defense, you misfit. There's space for the ball to get through, and there's no depth to the defense. And, I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to see when I watch the film.
Coach, did you feel like you guys have been playing uphill the last 2 weeks? You know, from behind.
Yeah, that's you know, everything that I really emphasized this week just really didn't come to fruition. You know, and you know, the whole fast start and play with a lead just, you know, disappeared, you know, on that first possession they had with the 99-yard run. And then everything is tight, everything's difficult. You got to work for and earn everything you get. So, yeah, just way too many mistakes today. Penalties, and you know, we're not a good football team right now. It's that simple. You know, there's things that I need to do better. There's things our players need to do better. And again, I mean, we've got guys that aren't on our lineup right now that were in our lineup, you know, in the spring or at the beginning of the season. So there's a lot of different things I think that we're trying to work through. And tonight we certainly did not have a formula for success.
Does that surprise you, Coach? You know, considering the experience you have on this team and the success that you guys had in the spring. And I know the spring was an unusual situation for everybody, but just with the experience that you have, is it surprising for you to hear yourself say that?
Well, I'm disappointed that I'm saying that. You know, if that means I'm surprised, then so be it. I recognize, though, that there are so many different things that go into it, and you know, things that people bring to the game that aren't just production, you know, and moving parts and things along those lines. And you know, to say we're a little out of sync would be an understatement, but that's kind of what it is. We're a little out of sync, and we're just not playing with that same sense of execution. We were a team last year that never shot ourselves in the foot. Now we're shooting ourselves in the foot. Tonight, I mean, like I said, 3 or 4 plays were just catastrophic, you know, and all randomly different.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no theme to it. It's just that they are bad-looking plays. You have a hard time winning games if you do any one of those 3 things that I had aforementioned, you know. So we did all 3 of them tonight, and so. Might have lost. We certainly got a big game here at home this week, and we got to take a step back. And the guys fought hard, and I will stand on any soapbox and continue to say that we fought hard, we competed. The guys were playing hard. You know, no one's thrown in the towel. No one's kind of, you know, it's not that kind of situation. It's more a situation that what came so easy for us in the spring has now become very difficult, and it's really because we're not doing the things that we did in the spring that made us a special team, and we don't necessarily have all the same elements, all the same personnel that allowed us to do some of those things and have success the way we did.
Coach, several punts in opponent territory today, more than I think maybe we've seen at all this season, driving in opponent territory and having to drive end. Just how does that make things more difficult for your offense? Maybe what did you see there, especially working against the wind much of the day, not maybe being able to put Ryan out there when you might otherwise would?
Well, field position was a big factor in the game, and the one time we got them backed way up, it didn't last very long with that long run. So, we put together a couple good drives, but it is challenging when you get the ball, backed up, inside your 20, inside your 10, when you're playing from behind, and that's the way this whole game was. We were playing from behind the whole game. I'm sure you guys thought there was a moment or two that we were getting ready to maybe, take the lead in the game, and we got the ball back, we just weren't able to produce.
You put yourself in a position to win it.
It's really tough. I mean, it's 2 weeks in a row. We lose games because of critical errors at the end of the game. But I mean, all we can do is keep fighting, and get ready for next week and get ready for another opponent, JMU. But in this conference, it's so competitive. There's so many good teams that you just can't have those type of errors. Expect to win a game, So we got a lot of soul searching to do, I think, as a team, to get ready to go and finish the season off strong.
Do you feel like it's one of those situations where guys might be trying to do a little too much? And not all the time, but here and there.
I can't really give you an answer to that. I mean, it's a lot of things right now. So like I said, I think we kind of just got to take a look at ourselves and how can we be better, because we got everybody back from, for the most part, from the spring season. But it's not the spring anymore, right? It's the fall. It's a new season. So we can't just keep hanging our heads at it. We were so good in the spring. We're not showing it right now. So like I said, we got to be better. We got to take a look at ourselves and see, how we can minimize these type of errors, because we're right there in these games, man. So how can we minimize these errors so we can come out on top of the W?
You and Zach looked like you guys got a nice, combination there. You hooked up for a few times, the couple touchdowns. I mean, you guys look like you have a nice connection.
Yeah, I think that just, attributes to the week of practice we had. We had a good week of practice this week. So that connection was there. It was nice to be able to do that, but unfortunately it wasn't enough, to help us get the W. So.
I mean, you guys feel like you really need to be well-rounded offensively. I mean,
right.
It's kind of, it seems like it's there at times, one element, and then another.
Yeah, it's just inconsistent, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, we got to be a consistent football team like we were, in the spring. You can't win games in this conference being inconsistent. Driving down the field with ease one drive and 3 and out the next drive. So we just got to limit those errors, and you're ready to go for next week.
Probably a question would be better for Coach Potter Vance, but have you heard anything from the locker room about Zach initially? Hearing anything about what may have happened with him, or do you still have to wait and hear more?
Yeah, we gotta wait and see.
Okay.
I mean, I know he took a pretty good hit, so we'll see if he's ready to go for next week. So.
Thanks, Thyrick.
Thank you.
Just kind of what did that, do to you guys defensively? Just from an emotional standpoint, from a mindset standpoint.
Our coaches always tell us we need to get off to a fast start, and that's obviously the opposite of a fast start. Anytime you can start a drive with the offense, pinned on the 1 yard line, and it's demoralizing to let them go 99 in the first play. But we do a good job of just forgetting about it, leaving it in the past, moving forward, because that's the only thing you can do. If you sit there and mope about it, nothing good's going to come out of it. So we just left it behind. We'll address it on film tomorrow. But in that moment, you just got to move forward.
This feels like a team in the last 2 weeks that does a lot of good things, both offense and defense, just not all the way through it, and crucial mistakes here and there. I mean, you obviously shut them down there in the second half and kept, getting the ball back, that kind of thing. But it's those mistakes that are just too hard to overcome right now.
Football comes down to execution. We have great players. We have some of the greatest coaches in the country. But at the end of the day, if you don't execute, you're not going to win the game. On offense, defense, special teams, you could have the best players, but the best team always wins, is what our coaches always tell us. And it comes down to being able to execute when your number's called, and those critical mistakes will lose you a game, which, as you've seen the last 2 weeks.
Do you like the pressure you guys got on the quarterback today, Johnny? That was something that seemed to be working well for the defense. You guys really got some pressure on the quarterback and some on some key downs, I thought.
Yeah, you know, it's always great to get pressure on the quarterback, and when you can do it with 3-4 man, you know, blitzes, it's a good thing. So, you know, we're going to keep trying to, you know, get pressure on the quarterback and play hard and fast, physical.
Obviously, the first play, you know, the running back for them made a big play, but he wasn't done there. What makes him so hard to beat, to bring down, just play to play? It seemed like he was finding holes and being hard to stop.
No, I think he's a pretty decent back. You know, he's a strong kid. He keeps his feet moving. Credit to him. You know, it's a good run.
All right. Thanks, Johnny.
All right, thank you,
Appreciate
guys.